they had about opened the temple in Hyderabad at that in 1975, and then Vrindavan was the grand opening of the Krishna Balaram Temple, and Srila Prabhupada was present for that grand opening. Yeah, exactly 50 years ago. There's a 50th anniversary coming up. And the actual date of the opening of the Krishna Balaram Temple was Ram Navami of 1975. So, the whole thing about going to India the first time for people from the West is at that time everybody got sick. Everybody from the West. Everybody. And that's funny because there was a devotee, you've heard Hari Kesh. Hari Kesh was Prabhupada's secretary. So he came back and he was an important person in the New York temple. And since he had lived in India with Srila Prabhupada, he came and he advised all of us, you have to be very, very strict on what you eat. Be very strict and, don't take prasadam out of schedule, otherwise, you're certainly to get sick immediately and then your whole thing will be ruined. Okay. So what happened was, all the devotees, probably 300-400 devotees from the East Coast, went to India and on the Air India flight, and Air India then gave Lakshmi to the temple to prepare prasadam for everybody on the plane. So we made the prasadam, and everybody had a little bag. And I was remembering, I went onto the plane, and it's, we got on the plane about 6 o'clock at night, and everybody was, we have these bags of prasadam, and I'm thinking, let's see, I got probably another 12 hours before I can take the prasadam. And but half the devotees, as soon as they got on the plane, prasadam. Oh my God! To immediately take prasadam. And then we took the flight. The flight stopped in London, and the devotees in London brought prasadam to the there's a layover there. And then Air India, they gave us their food in India anyway. So by the time we got to India, most devotees had taken prasadam 3 or 4 times. I'm still thinking, my God, it's still only 9 o'clock in the morning. I can't. Anyway, but still, everybody got sick. So we got to Mayapur, and one thing Srila Prabhupada did in Mayapur, which maybe you've seen these pictures of Srila Prabhupada used to circumambulate inside the temple, and there was a bell on one side, and during the kirtan he would ring that bell, and the devotees would just become ecstatic and dance and dance and dance. And most of you probably have heard of Mother Vishaka, Yadubhar's wife. So she knew me from New York, so she asked me to hold the lights while she filmed Srila Prabhupada ringing that bell. So I was holding the lights, and Prabhupada was looking right at me as he was ringing that bell. So that was quite fun. And, when Srila Prabhupada spoke on the Chaitanya Charitamrita in Mayapur, the Adi Lila, and this Chaitanya Charitamrita was very, very new for us at that time, even though Prabhupada started giving Chaitanya Charitamrita classes back in 1966 for those who were advanced. And what was his qualification for being advanced? Anybody know?
Should have read Bhagavad Gita and then Bhagavatam and then Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Good guess. Okay.
Being open?
Yes. More.
Chanting?
Yes. Is it? Yes.
Following the soul.
If you accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then you're advanced, and then you can read Chaitanya Charitamrita. You can hear. That's what he said at that time. Yeah. Anyway, so anyway, he was giving Chaitanya Charitamrita classes and doing kirtan, ringing that bell. And before Chaitanya Charitamrita, as you heard from Vaisheshik Prabhu, he would chant Paramakaruna, the Paramakaruna prayer. Paramakaruna Pahudvijana Nitai Gaura Chandra Shab Avatar Shar Shiramani Kevala Ananda Kanda. And at least twice Prabhupada went into kind of a samadhi while he was chanting that, and it was nobody knew what to do because Prabhupada became very silent and inward. And how long would that go on for? for several minutes, but then somebody started chanting Hare Krishna, and they said so Prabhupada came out of his samadhi, and later they asked Srila Prabhupada, what should we do when you do that? And Prabhupada says, I don't do that very much, do I? I didn't do it very much. So anyway, regardless of all the precautions in trying to restrict food, and at that time there was no bottled water in India at all, and it was almost impossible to get boiled water too. So it was very tricky. So all I remember is we had lots of kirtan, and Prabhupada was very pleased that he wanted us to chant Hare Krishna kirtan, and he also wanted us to chant. Any guesses what other mantras he especially wanted us to chant in Mayapur? Shri Krishna Chaitanya, and one other one, Jai Sachinandan, because they're all international devotees, and that was a prophecy or the wish of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur to have devotees from all over the world come and chant in Mayapur Jai Sachinandan, all glories to Lord Chaitanya, the son of Mother Sachi. So we did that, and then from Mayapur we came down by train along the east coast of India to Vishakhapatnam to Hyderabad, and on the way on the train, Srila Prabhupada's godbrother Bhakti Vaibhava Puri Maharaj, who had a temple in Vishakhapatnam, he and all of his disciples came onto the train and gave prasadam to devotees. That was really awesome. And then we came to Hyderabad, and in Hyderabad, it was wild, because every night there was a pandal program, and it was in India. Srila Prabhupada quoted, compared to America, I mean, Prabhupada quoted a lot of Sanskrit verses everywhere, but in southern India, it was like incredible. He spoke on the fifth canto, first part by the teachings of Rishabdev, Maharaj Rishabdev. Mahatsevam dvaram mahur vibhukte tabo dvaram. And he was just quoting bang, 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 and it was so powerful. And to me, there's probably 5,000 people in the audience, and they were very, very attentive, and he was speaking so strongly, and it was wonderful. And by that time, I had malaria, so I had no energy. But going and hearing Prabhupada's strong speaking, it gave energy, that on a different level. And that's where 1975 was where those pandal programs, the people from the audience would write questions down and give the questions to us. It was Chutananda Swami, and he would read them and Prabhupada would answer. So that's where one of the questions was, you probably heard this, that okay, Swamiji, you're saying you're from Krishna and all this, and so why don't you make some kind of miracle right here so we can really believe you? Make a miracle. So without missing a beat, Srila Prabhupada said, are you blind? Are you blind? You don't see? He said, you see all these Western boys and girls? Just a short time ago, they were involved in all kinds of nefarious activities, but now they're pure Vaishnavas. This is Lord Chaitanya's miracle. This is, and the audience erupted incredibly, incredible. Many times when Prabhupada spoke, it's almost inexplicable that the audience would erupt in appreciation. In 1969 in Columbus, Ohio, they rented they were able to speak in the main auditorium on the Ohio State campus, and Allen Ginsberg came, and so Srila Prabhupada was speaking, and he first started speaking. He said, we are teaching love of God, and in some ways people say, we thank you, God, for our daily bread. Give us this day our daily bread. But really, that's love of bread, not love of God. and the audience, all the students, they spontaneously stood up and started giving a standing ovation for that statement. And then they had the kirtan, and people were bouncing off the walls during the kirtan. It was amazing. So it was like that a little bit in Hyderabad. The reception that Srila Prabhupada got, and we did a play there with of the liberation of Jarasandha. Different devotees. I was also in that play, and Srila Prabhupada appreciated that. And that same play, when we transferred to next, we went to Vrindavan. Then and we performed that play in front of Srila Prabhupada, and there was the chief minister of, they call it chief minister,
Yes.
is that right?
Yeah, state.
Of Uttar Pradesh was named Mr. Reddy, even though he was chief minister. So Srila Prabhupada was sitting right next to him, and when it came time for Bhima to tear apart Jarasandha in half, right? Jarasandha.
Yeah.
Prabhupada took a stick and goes like this, looking at the chief minister, and okay. So Srila Prabhupada really appreciated plays, dramas. So that was quite exciting. And during the installation of the Krishna Balaram Temple deities, they invited the priests, local priests, to do much of the rituals, and the devotees also were chanting Sankirtan at the same time. And you'll find there's a purport in the Chaitanya Charitamrita where Srila Prabhupada says, yes, we invited the local Brahmins because otherwise the people of Vrindavan wouldn't have accepted the installation. But he said, but my view was the chanting of Hare Krishna was the most important part of that installation. So that was quite wonderful. And then after that, after the ceremonies, the first arti was performed, and Srila Prabhupada performed the arti for Krishna Balaram, and I think you know one of the persons who performed arti for Radha Shyama. You might know. Any guesses? Yes. It's a special arrangement by Juparari. He was Juparari Maharaj at that time. So they performed the first arti, and they were following Srila Prabhupada very carefully. And every time Srila Prabhupada offered, I wanted to see exactly how Srila Prabhupada offered arti, because he knows exactly how to please Krishna by offering arti. So I wanted to watch it really carefully. So he would, he extended his arm quite gracefully this way. Sometimes, how many times we're going to do the circle like this, No, it was very gracefully out. And then when he turned around to offer the articles to the assembled devotees, it was like this gigantic smile on his face, and it was like the whole world was opening up, when he was offering to the devotees like that. Especially the fans. And that was exceptional. It was Ramanomi, and I remember by that time I was pretty out of it. And the feast was not a Kaddishi feast, and in those days you couldn't get cow ghee in India practically. I mean, maybe some of you remember this stuff. Everything was buffalo ghee everywhere, and so the laddus, I had asked the devotees, is this buffalo ghee or is it cow ghee? Oh, it's cow ghee. Nah, it wasn't. It's all buffalo ghee. But that's what they had. And Prabhupada went on morning walks always, and devotees would have kirtan as he was going out for a few minutes, and when he came back for a few, they would have him kirtan coming in, and Prabhupada would appreciate those kirtans. My godbrother, I tell this story. My godbrother Vidyananda, who's no longer with us, he was fasting on Gaur Purnima, and he was fasting near Jal, no water also, and he was feeling very exhausted. So sometimes when I meet my godbrothers and godsisters, I ask them, so did you have any personal interaction with Srila Prabhupada? And so this devotee Vidyananda, he said, no, I had no personal interaction with Srila Prabhupada. So you must have had some kind of interaction. I said, no, the only thing that happened was when I went to a darshan on Gorpurnima in Mayapur, but there were 60 other people there, other devotees there. And so I said, well, tell me what happened. Well, he said, well, I was fasting, and I was fasting from Nirjala. Well, how are you feeling? I was completely exhausted. So what happened during the darshan? He said, well, right in the middle of the darshan, Srila Prabhupada takes a cup of water and lifts it up. You know how in India you drink. I didn't drink. In India you drink. And he drank it, and then he put the cup down. And he said, drinking water on a fast day does not break the fast. And I said, oh, well, that's interesting. So what did you do? He said, well, I went outside and drank some water. And then I said, how did you feel? He said, I felt refreshed, and I could go home. So I said, you think that might have been personal? Well, I don't know. Anyway, so that's kind of cool things, you know. Those are some things I remember. I got pretty sick. I got pretty sick on that trip. So, you know, some of it's blurry, but those are some things. Hare Krishna.